James Watson is also running a little late. So he just sent me a text. So we're gonna expect him. And I thought that I have 3 more people coming in. So we'll see if they come in. All right.
You're gonna have to repeat what you do later on during the call.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Fire of Connect. And I'm glad Tien is back and actually is considering being a part of our group. So I'm really excited about that. And I think, there's some similarities on what you guys do. And I'm curious what the difference is. And I would like to really learn more about that. So let's go ahead and we can get started here. We're going to have a Q&A. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Brian, actually. So Brian, I mean, you have an amazing, incredible experience on helping investors and real estate professionals in terms of tax savings, right? So I would like to know how do you communicate with real estate investors? Because I do have a lot of real estate investors that I'm connected to. And what would be the main key points for them in terms of savings?
So the value that I bring to the relationship is if you have a piece of property that you want to move, especially now when inventory is low, a lot of people, they use the 1031 exchange, so they don't have to pay the capital gains, but there are time limits on that. It's 45 days to find the property, 180 days total to close on the property. What happens if you can't locate a property, you can't close in time? And using just a 1031, you're stuck.
Yeah.
So there are various strategies that can be a backup to a 1031 or an alternative to a 1031, which would either totally eliminate the capital gains or defer them for a minimum of 10 years before you'd have to pay them. And with time, you could be using that money to generate more income or buy more property, right? So for someone in real estate, that is the biggest value I bring, that you can sell your property and get to keep all the money working for you, not just the net after taxes, which, in Washington State, where I am, it's over 30% now. And in California, it's almost 40%.
Yeah, it's crazy here.
Yes. So I don't know anyone who thinks they're paying too much in taxes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't know anyone who thinks they're not paying enough in taxes. Most people think they're paying too much. Most people that I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know because, it's something I wanted to, I'm connected to a lot of real estate investment groups, and I actually have my own real estate group. So I wanted to see how I can, provide this kind of information. And I probably would ask you to be one of our speakers or presenters for these meetings that we're doing. We're actually doing a ribbon cutting for the International Wealth Builders Association on July 27. And I think it'd be great to schedule you for our future meetings. I think that'd be awesome. Okay.
Well, I know that's the topic of my presentation.
Yeah.
And I think
for next week.
That's next Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, next Friday. You're this presenter. Okay, that'll be perfect to know. So Brian, you get to ask Tien now a question.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you do?
Very good question. Thank you, Brian. So I actually build an agency, and my focus is not any specific. So if day to day is more about, if a client sits down to me, I do a financial checkup, and my job is to find them an expertise. Okay, so let's say my client, they come to me and doing real estate and have a lot of cash and don't know what to do with their, should I sell, should I not, and how do I not pay, capital gain tax on my real estate? Then I could depend on that person goal and objective. I may send to a client, or I send to another person do a DST. So really looking for the expertise, and I build my team with a lot of different expertise. They could be a CBA, they could be an estate planning, You know, for example, last year, a lot of laws changed, about to change, but it didn't change, luckily. You know, so people can create a charitable trust and things like that. So I send people to different environments. So my team building on that, you know, expertise. For example, a parent come in and say, oh, what do I do with my children's college education? Then I have you know, people specialize in college education planning, they do that, okay? So
it sounds like our business models are very, very similar.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all about get an expert doing, because when I get into finance, initially I want to do, you know, life insurance, annuity, and also open an IRA for people. And soon I found very, very quickly that, you know, you cannot do everything by yourself. You gotta have a team to do that. Yeah. So I have a team of CBA. My wife is a CBA, and we have an EA. I have an attorney. My brother is in an IA, so he's you know, he do Roth IRA, open Roth, do active investment and all those things.
So does he work for a large firm?
Yeah, we represent Place America. Yeah.
Well, tell your brother I'm hiring.
My brother only hire, he go with me because we are the same team. Yeah.
Because I started my RIA firm last December, so okay. I'm looking for
looking for your firm. Yeah.
Looking for people who are philosophically aligned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you see, my backboard is about education. So I want to build a next generation. A lot of people now, I think this is a better time, but the last few years very hard to educate people because they want to get Bitcoin, you want to buy stock, they want to do hot stuff, want to raise rich very quick. Now people face challenge, and then now they may hear you. You know, we teach them a fundamental first. You know, because you got to build a strong financial foundation before you think about build wealth, right? Because it takes time. You know, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. It looks like Dr. Mansi is joining us today. Hello, Dr. Mansi. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing, Marie?
Good, good. So Dr. Mansi is a member of Fire Connect. Now, we were just doing a Q&A, so Teen's turn to ask a question. So Teen, you can ask Dr. Mansi a question if you want.
Hey, Dr. Mansi, good to see you. Please share with us what you do.
I am a functional medicine doctor and I have a practice. So I specialize in gut health. And also I have a clinic in Mexico where we do regenerative medicine protocols for the patients.
Okay.
Can I have follow-up questions?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Are you specialized in the Western medicine or some kind of traditional medicine as well?
No, no Western medicine. I am I'm trained in Western medicine, but there's no healing from that. So I specialize in regenerative medicine, functional medicine, nutritional medicine, Chinese medicine, herbal medicine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The reason I asked because I know a lady that recently I know, she go back and forth between US and Mexico to bring in the medicine. And she asked me, should I start a business of this? Because I just buy and sell. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I do go to Mexico too. And we have an amazing clinic there for regenerative medicine. So I understand.
Okay.
Learn more, yeah.
Awesome. All right, Dr. Mansi, you have James Watson or Ryan. You can choose one of those two, and then you can ask your question. Who would you like to ask a question?
Let's go with James.
Okay. All right, hold on. Before you answer James, Ryan, are you there? Are you available on?
I am. Sorry for joining late. I had another appointment that ran a little long.
Okay, are you available on video too?
If you give me a second, I am.
Okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and move forward. Mansi, go ahead and ask your question for James Watson.
Absolutely. So James, what do you do?
So I'm a fractional VP of sales. And so I go in on a part-time basis, anywhere from like 3 to 12 months, could be longer. I work with small, mid-sized businesses, kind of in the $1 to $50 million range that need help in scaling their sales and their profits, but they're not in a position yet to, hire a full-time sales leader. So I take all my experience that I, had over the years doing just that, and in corporate, and then bring that, to a kind of a larger group that's really in need in the small businesses.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. So you're like a sales coach?
Yeah, we're really more, we actually will partner on part of this larger network called Sales Acceleration. My company's called Sales Catapult. And we actually partner, with companies like Sandler and Dale Carnegie, who are sales coaches. And I've been through a lot of those trainings. So where we're different is that we're really hands-on builders. They're coming in and kind of coaching salespeople on techniques, whereas I'm coming in as if I'm taking over a team and managing it, as a VP of sales or as a sales director, making sure the right people are in the right seat, conducting the meetings, building their pipeline, building a sales playbook, really running it and being hands-on. So we're builders as opposed to just coaches, even though there's nothing wrong with coaches. It's just that we complement one another.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, James, you get to ask Ryan now.
Okay.
Hopefully Ryan will be able to see. Oh, there he is. All right.
Hey, Ryan. I think you're muted.
There we go. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Well, hello. So maybe tell me a little bit about your business and what you're focused on, in the near term.
Sure. I'm a director of capital markets, raise capital, private equity ventures, typically development projects. I'm down here in San Diego in North County. So I'm working on, currently hotel projects, senior living facility as a development. I'm licensed through FINRA, so I hold several different licenses and raise capital for these ventures. And funds, we have our own fund and a fund of funds. So we work kind of as freelance kind of experts in doing that, raising capital for these different projects and funds.
So it sounds like you're early stage and really working on the development more in the front end. Are you also working and acquiring and controlling interest in smaller companies that you might later on help to exit?
We'll do a little bit of that on the investment banking side. We do have an arm that kind of looks at that as far as kind of seed to pre-series A capital companies. We'll line up the investment platform for them. So I kind of coordinate that. But I've historically worked with funds that will invest in several different development projects, typically a 3 to 5 year hold period, typically, 2x on the money, say, 15, 20% total IRR on a 5 year hold,
okay.
And then maybe around 9 or 10% preferred return.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan, what city are you coming from?
I'm in Carlsbad, California, down here in San Diego.
Carlsbad. Okay, I'm in San Diego, and Monty is also in San Diego, right, Monty?
Yeah, I was actually in Carlsbad 2 days ago for an event. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm a little remote right now, trying to enjoy some of the summer weather. Since all the June gloom is gone, I'm out and about today.
Okay, and James is in the Newport Beach.
I'm actually Redondo.
Oh, you're Redondo. Oh my God, why do I say that? And then Teen, where are you coming from?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida. And Brian?
I am in the Seattle area.
Oh, wow.
That's
all over, but a lot of Californians in the house.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys are here at Fire Up Connect, and welcome, Ryan. Dr. Monsi, this is her first meeting, and I'm excited that you're able to make it to our first to our meeting here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to know all these amazing people. So
yeah, these are just the few people that attends here and there. So we meet every Tuesday at 3:00 p.m. and every Friday at 11. You will meet always somebody new here, and that's what we do here. Anyway, next part of our meeting is what we call the expert section. It looks like I have another person coming in, and this is Jasmine. Jasmine Willow is actually one of our members too. And we'll see if we can get her to, well, actually, you know what I forgot to do is, Ryan, you're supposed to ask a question. So since we have Jasmine, you can ask her a question of whatever you want. So I'll get her. Jasmine, are you there already?
Yep, I'm working on getting everything together. How are you?
Good, good. So we have Ryan, and he has a question for you. Are you ready for a question?
I imagine so. I'm just trying to get my video and stuff, but I'm listening. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I'll keep it simple with the same format. I'm new to this meeting as well, but maybe just a little bit about yourself and then what you do, Jasmine.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm actually in Dallas, so that's why I'm a little late. I'm doing a lot of traveling this week. I do it with my business. I do a lot of education and speaking to people about financial education surrounding debt. I actually branching off, starting to teach a lot of kids about it as well, what to expect when they get out of school and stuff. But realistically, I started my career, and what I do is I teach adults on how to invest in mortgage notes. So we buy notes from banks, both performing and non-performing notes. So I'm in the paper game, and anything paper I like to buy. I don't like to hold physical assets. So I like to hold any loans that you may have. And so if you're on the phone and you have a mortgage, the best way to tell you what I do is that if you ever got a letter in the mail saying, please send your payment somewhere else, that's to me and my cohorts. So yeah, but I'm excited to be here. I work with Marie, and I'm going to be speaking at Quest. For those of you who don't know, if you're looking for money to support your real estate venture, Quest is one of the top places I go to talk to people who have money in their IRA account. So definitely check them out.
Awesome. And I believe, Jasmine, you had your one-on-one with Brian, right?
Say that again?
You had your one-on-one with Brian, George?
I don't think so. Did we, Brian? I don't think we did anything yet.
Oh, Brian, you're on mute. Hold on.
We did. We went back and forth a few times, but we did finally wind up speaking.
There you go. Jasmine, now it's your turn. Yeah, it's your turn to ask me a question. I'm the last one here.
Okay. Yes, Marie.
Yes.
What does the future hold for you as far as your direction coming out of the pandemic? What things have you had to do to pivot in order to stay afloat? That's one of the things that I'm struggling with currently, actually. I'm still just trying to recover from this, although I don't even think we're out of it. So yeah, what are you doing that's different?
Well, part of what I do is, making sure that I'm visible and connecting with people. I mean, Fire Up Connect online meeting has been a blessing for me because it really tripled my connection. I used to have like 4,000 connections in LinkedIn and went up to 10,000. So, and the projects that I got from, meeting people and really staying in the focus of having a collaboration with each one of the people that I connect with, that's how you make things happen. If you are just meeting them and you're not calling them and you're not creating some sort of an opportunity for each other, then it's not going to work. So you have to find a way to learn what they're doing and also understand what would be good for them in order for them to, do well in their business. And at the same time, you offer what you have in order to give them additional, opportunities. And that's what I do. I try to make it really work for everybody. And I always wanted to see that people are successful. They become more successful because the more they become successful, the more, the better the relationship is for us. And that's how I do it. Is that good, Jasmine?
Yes, thank you for sharing. No, definitely. I'll definitely hold on to a lot of that. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So next part of our meeting is to talk about some topic here that we can discuss and kind of give your information. So what I want to talk about, your way of protecting your clients. How do you create that within your business, and who would like to start first?
Oh,
okay, James, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it happens at different levels, but I'd say, because I've worked a lot in businesses where either I'm training or running teams or been in, direct production where people are in contracts and, a lot of them are annual subscriptions, and there can be gotchas in those, with evergreen clauses. And if you don't, give X amount of days notice, and it's kind of can be tucked away in a lot of agreements. They're written by and for attorneys. And it's a lot of times people will sign off without, being aware, and then all of a sudden they'll have a big escalation or a change in their terms that they, weren't used to. And it's not only bad for them, it's bad for the company, because, you know, then you've got to unwind that, or you've got a company that won't let them out, and then there can be bad feelings. So I try to protect them by being very upfront about what could be considered onerous terms within the agreement and address it up front.
Wow, awesome. All right, who would like to go next?
I don't mind, although I'll be able to get on video in a few minutes.
Okay, so do you want someone else to start first before you get in?
No, I don't mind, as long as I'll just tell you.
Okay, go for it.
So what I was just going to say is that how I protect my clients is through education. That's the best way for me to protect adults, right? So when you have children, you know, you may put bubble wrap around them. You may tell them what to do and what not to do. But with adults, especially professionals, I find the best way to protect them is through education. Once they are in the know of what the risks are, what resources they have, and maybe even some precedents, then they are able to make the right decisions on their own. So we definitely teach education, and processes is a second thing. So processes, especially in the mortgage business, is really what's important. I imagine with every business, but that's how we protect people. Because if you do things the same, you know, for every loan, every client, then you're not discriminating. You're just handling business, right? So that's some of the things that we talk to people about. And so I make myself accessible online through YouTube videos. You can follow me on Naked Notes podcast, both on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So education is the key and the rest of what we do for protection. And then outside of that, then we, once they're educated on the tools, then we direct them on how to find, and we give them our personal contact. So, and now that you know what you need to be protected, it's important to find out and then be led to the people in the industry that are top tier, and then also have a level of integrity that is sought after on each industry, and it's not there for every industry. So a lot of times it's not the idea, it's a person, right? You have to make sure you're in the hands of the right person. So that's what we do. We put people in the right hands with the right resources and educate.
Awesome. All right, who's next? Would like to go next? How about, let's see, Tim, are you ready?
So Mary, just want to clarify, what's your question again?
How do you, what's your perspective on protecting your customers?
Oh, protecting my customer?
Yes, what's that in your business?
Oh, okay. So it's about, I always start my business with a relationship I build with them. And so if I do well from the beginning, we should really understand what they're looking for, what their challenge is, and provide a solution that they needed. And of course, just like Jasmine earlier, I provide education as well. They by themselves, we provide resources, but we also sit down with them minimum 6 months, every 6 months to sit down and look at their status where they are at, right? So provide that service. The more service, the better service that I do, you know, the longer they stay with me and I protect them. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What about you, Brian? Unmute, Brian. There you go.
I am unmuted. As far as protecting my clients, sometimes I have to protect them from themselves, because sometimes they make poor decisions based on one, not enough information, and two, maybe I haven't asked all the right questions to get really to the why behind what they want, what they say they want. So it's like getting someone to the top of the hill and finding out you're on the wrong hill, right? And you did something, but you didn't really do what they needed you to do. So I try to really, really dig in, find out the why behind the want, and protect them from making bad decisions. I'll give you an example. I had a new client. She was a referral from another client, and in the first conversation, I realized that what was most important to her above all else was to make sure her son was taken care of. She has a developmentally delayed adult son, and the two things that were most important to her were to make sure he's taken care of now, and to make sure he's taken care of when she's gone. And I kept asking, you know, why is what you're telling me important to you, you know? And she finally told me. And then I said, is there anything else more important than that? And she said, no, there's nothing more important than those two things. So I told her, I said, so now I know that everything I do for you is informed by those two things. Right? And she said something that kind of surprised me. She said, I've been working with the last group for almost 15 years and they still don't get that. How'd you get it so quickly? And I said, I don't know. You have to ask them, you know, why they didn't get it. But I think because I asked deeper questions to try to get to the root of things, I make sure I can always do what's best for you and protect you from, you know, making bad decisions based on emotion or my own mistakes. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Brian. All right, what about you, Ryan?
Well, in my business, you know, I'm licensed through FINRA and the SEC, and we run everything through a broker dealer. So not only are we vetting the investment for clients, we're vetting the clients that they're suitable for the investment. So we run AML, you know, KYC, anti-money laundering, know your customer. On all the clients, they have to be accredited investors. We act as a fiduciary, so we're, you know, doing everything in the best interest of the clients, but doing everything above board too, as sanctioned by law. So it's the formality in which we run advice or a prospectus or PPM or an investment to clients is very kind of organized and diligence as a necessity. So it's, you know, it's important that you only target the appropriate clients that are looking to participate in that type of investment. Like I said, they have to be accredited, so they have to meet a specific financial standard. Aside from that, you know, we only recommend investments that we vetted and we believe in.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you. All right, Dr. Mansi.
All right. So how do I protect my clients? Being a doctor, honestly, the best thing I can do is no harm. So I treat my clients as an extension of myself. I wouldn't do or suggest or you know, advise them to do anything that I don't do or I haven't myself tried. And I know for a fact if it's going to do harm, then I have to have a full disclosure. So that's been the biggest challenge being in the Western medicine world is, you know, it's doing them harm. And when you do the counseling, it's really hard to protect them because if you want them to take the medication, you know that there is challenges that come with that, with side effects. So that's why I protect my clients by not being in the Western medicine world, and I do functional medicine and regenerative medicine now. So that's what I do.
That's amazing.
I would love to learn more about what you do. That's so awesome.
Yeah, she is incredible. All right, let's take 30 seconds. If you can type your comments or any feedback from what you heard from everyone, that would be great. I don't know, Ryan, if you can type from your phone. Looks like you're using your phone, but let's take 30 seconds. If we could do that, that'd be great. And if you can also input your information, so if people wants to get a hold of you, they can do that too. All right, let's look at the chat here. Okay, so Dr. Mansi provided her contact information. Again, you know, if you can provide feedback on what you guys learned from our short time of discussion on protecting clients, that would be perfect. Awesome. Yeah, definitely something unique to offer. And great commentary. Yeah, you get to know people when you talk about a topic and how they really care about their business and how they care about the people that they are serving. Teen, it says follow the laws, find alternative solution, ask deep question. Yes, that was a really good information from Ryan. This call is doing cool stuff. Yes, definitely. Everyone here is awesome. Protecting clients is one of the most important things to do in a business, to have a long-term trusted relationship. Yes, we all agree with that. Awesome. Okay. All right. So while Jasmine and Ryan are working on their feedback or their contact information, we're going to move forward to the next part of our meeting, which is what we call business share time. So the business share time is where you get an opportunity to share your success story, an accomplishment, or a challenge that you want people to know, and maybe get some feedback or some recommendations later on, and or a goal that you're trying to accomplish, and you want to give us some time frame for that specific goal that you're sharing. Okay. Jasmine shared her information. That's awesome. Thank you, Jasmine. So who would like to start on this business share time? Anybody's ready for it?
So one of my goals is to hire 20 new advisors this year, before the end of the year. And I've started recruiting. I've had some good conversations. Because I'm extremely picky about who I bring on, they really have to fit the culture I'm trying to build. Out of the half dozen people I've talked to in the last week, I've only said yes to one of them.
Wow.
However, more people are inquiring, so I'm sure as the message gets expanded that I'm looking to hire certain people, the word will get out, and I'll get more people on board. So, and actually, I will put those core values in the chat.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see. That's so. Actually, I was curious. Okay, who is the next one?
I can share a success story.
Okay, team, go for it.
Yeah. So my success story actually happened, 2 years ago. I actually sent out a financial education class to my alumni, to the school I went to. And this lady approached me, saying, I want to attend the classes. And go through her, and I find out that she had been divorced for 2 years. She had 2 children. And whenever we talk about finance, we talk about, oh, husband don't do this, husband do that, all kind of problem, even though she make good money, right? So anyway, so I have to take time and understand her and really, really help her in terms of, not to get into detail, but it's about understand that person deeply, what they are most important, right? About the kid and things like that. So it took me 2 years for her to really, really have a conversation about, not only the ex-husband, but the relationship with children. And then from there, be able to build that up more than a year. So then now I start to help her to save money for her kid go to college. I have protection plan for herself in case she need that. Be able to, not always consistent, but don't have that much conversation about my ex-husband don't pay money for my kid college anymore, right? So now I still build that relationship with her, get her continued education. So that's my success story. I have many other clients, but this is one of the clients that I've built.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, Tien.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? How about James? You want to go for it?
Sure. So I have a couple clients that I've brought on since I started my company. Yeah, it took a while, but I have a couple good clients. And then quite a few others on the horizon. And the goal is to have 2 more by the end of summer.
Okay, that's awesome. You've been busy, James.
Yeah, I know, and I've had to, adapt to that and kind of manage my time and manage my expectations of my clients, because they were kind of pulling me into some more hours than we really, we're contracted for. But I want to do a good job for them. But I had to, make sure that I keep the balance and keep coming to, doing networking like this.
Okay, awesome. All right, it looks like let's move on to Ryan.
Yeah, and then we're speaking of kind of goals in the next coming year.
Whatever you want, goals, challenges, or success story, whatever you want.
Sure, let's go with that. My partner and I are currently building a kind of siloed arm off a broker dealer that's specifically kind of dealing with private equity and with funds. So we're looking to raise capital for several different entities. So as a goal, obviously a successful capital raise for roughly 3 to 4 funds over the course of the next 6 months, and to bring on probably 2 additional complementary employees to what we're doing.
That's awesome, Ryan. Yeah, be interested to learn more about your stuff. Okay, Jasmine, what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
You got your big hat. All right.
I have to go out and do a teaching session in about 30 minutes. What is our question at hand? It's
either a success story or a challenge or a specific goal.
Yeah, so just a lot of exciting things ahead of me. Tomorrow, one thing I'm excited about, I'm going to this event in New York City for the Real Estate Brokers of New York City. So if you can imagine how much money is going to be in that room, it's amazing. The tickets are like 14,000, not sorry, it's 13,000, but they're like $2,000 each for the ticket. So I'm excited about doing that. What we're doing there is expanding our reach. We are launching, we have one fund called Alternative Wealth Partners, which is alternative investments. And we're launching a second fund here by the end of the year called MAG, which is Make Money and Go to Heaven Fund. So it's all real estate investment, all backed by real estate notes, I should say. And it's a $100 million raise is what we're doing.
Wow, you are on, what do you say that? On a roll, Jasmine.
That's my newest venture right now, is that we're going to start doing fundraising probably like August. So I'm just trying to, right now, my current goal is just to kind of get everybody settled in my other company so that I can, be absent for a while and do fundraising and get this fund off the ground. But that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Monsi, what about you? I should say Dr. Monsi.
Well, success story is we launched our regenerative medicine clinic in Guadalajara. I was there for my first stem cell treatment. And now next week, I have 4 new clients going for it. And it feels just amazing when we can actually heal people and not just make them a part of the sick care system, because in our country it's nothing but sick care and just managing disease. But what we can do outside is just phenomenal. So that's my success story. And I'm really excited for this clinic because, we're getting a lot of referrals. So amazing results.
Pretty big, Dr. Monsi. That's why you've been busy.
Yeah, I was there in Guadalajara for 10 days and then setting up everything, operations, and it's a lot of work. It's the next big thing. So if you guys have heard, Tony Robbins actually ended up buying out the Panama stem cell clinic. So now a lot of people are reading the book Life Force, and then there was a lot more awareness, and you just kind of like really in the sweet spot in the marketplace. So yeah.
Awesome. Wow. That was amazing. Okay. That is the third part of our meeting. Now, the last part, I wanted to see if we can find some ideas here, opportunities or collaboration. So Ryan, since this is your first time, what did you think about the meeting? And did you find any kind of opportunities for anything, any ideas that came up with you?
No, well, first of all, it's great, and thank you for having me. Sorry, the format is a little discombobulated today on my phone, in my car, on speaker, but
I'll be maybe more prepared for the next one.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's part of my business to kind of collaborate with people. You know, I try and get out there on LinkedIn as well, which is the way you and I found one another. You know, kind of let you know what we're looking for as far as, you know, we're really looking to obviously connect with people, connect with accredited people, raise money through investment on projects that are pertinent in that area, depending on what trend or what development it is. But yeah, I mean, you know, just hearing from Brian, who messaged me as well. He owns an RIA firm, you know, obviously kind of in the same vein there as well. There's a lot of natural collaboration with the two entities there. You know, myself having licenses, being in financial advisory for a bit as well. You know, it's just nice to connect with people and in this kind of format and really see what comes of it. You know, it's tough to say in the first meeting, but look forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, would love for you to join us. That would be awesome. We have a lot of things going on here. What about you, Tim? This is your second time, or I don't know, is it the second time or third time?
This is actually a third time. Yeah.
Okay.
Before you invite me. So I've been busy. I love the Fire Connect, the way that you set up. Give everybody a chance to really share. What I really like most about the educations, you know, I always want to learn new things. You know, this is wonderful for you. In only half an hour, you can learn a lot. Let's say I learned from Mantic today. You know, that is something that even though you don't do that business, we definitely want to learn from that, right? And then in my head, I already have somebody that I want to ask a question, somebody I can refer to her, because I believe from just like also learn from you, Mary, it's all about collaboration and help other people as well.
Yeah.
When you help other people, and people also help you. So that's how you build business. Okay. So education is the key for me when it comes to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Okay. And Dr. Monsi, this is your first time. What do you think?
I think it's a great group, and I'm really excited to meet high quality individuals that you wouldn't really get to meet otherwise outside. Like, you know, I just know because, you know, you stay in your little small circle of networking. I go to all these conferences that are all doctors or doctor entrepreneurs, and that's where I kind of stick to. So I really like this and their structure. And Marie, I mean, you're an amazing individual. I know you so closely and personally, so it feels good to be a part of something that you have created and is amazing.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you, Dr. Monsi. I'm very, very happy that you are part of Fire Connect. So glad because, you know, the people that are members, I mean, they're just incredible. All of them are just, I'm so happy. Now, Jasmine, what about you? I know you're, what do you think about the meeting? Oh, unmute. There you go.
Sorry, what is that? Just feedback on the meeting?
Yes, and any collaboration or opportunities? Did you find anything?
Well, I just sent Dr. Mansi some LinkedIn requests, so hopefully I get to meet up with her. Are you in San Diego? Where do you are? What parts?
I'm here in Santee, so right by like Kearny Mesa, Lakeside.
Yeah, you're behind me.
I'm from the backside here of 67. Yeah. It's 10 minutes.
I live off the 67. I live right before you hit Iron Mountain. I live off in the
oh yeah, I'm not too far. I'm right by Cuyamaca, so about
sounds like
5-7 minutes from you.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking to connect with you on a personal level, because that's really your line of business, which is amazing to me, and I love that. But yeah, no, the group has always been great for me. I just love seeing a platform that engages women, and you know, put us on a platform that's equal to our counterparts, and that's what you strive to do, and get us out there and help us. So that's the main reason I'm here, is I want to make sure that I can learn more about some of these other opportunities, like Dr. Mansi, some of the other people we've spoken to. I'm a connector by trade, so you know, my whole thing growing up at the high school is to figure out how I can get paid doing that, right? So I was always connecting this person, that person, for girlfriend, boyfriends, jobs, you name it. So that's just what I do in my sleep. One of the most successful parts of my business is that we find joint venture partners for someone. So just recently, and I just love doing this. I had a gentleman from San Diego, a younger guy, just had his first baby. He joined my program. And then some other woman from LA, completely random, cancer survivor, older woman joined, they end up partners, and now they formed a company in their joint venture to buy notes. So what I love is just seeing people connect because they can come from all different backgrounds, ethnicities, and just it's really about mindset. If you have the right mindset, that's what I love seeing happen. So looking forward to connect as many of you guys with people that I have in my network, and feel free to ask me for any connections. If you see me on LinkedIn and you see that I know someone you want an introduction to, that's what I'm here for.
Wow, awesome. Thank you, Jasmine. All right, James, what about you, James?
Want to make sure I'm not muted here. Well, I always enjoy the meetings and meeting new people. It's a diverse group, and there's always different disciplines, and you never really know, even if it's indirect, who's going to be a connection, or what's going to trigger me when I hear something to want to introduce someone, and that's happening more and more when I'm aware of it.
Yes. And that really helps, you're getting educated and you're able to really connect people. Now, Brian, what about you?
So, I always like these meetings. I own 2 companies, Charitable Planning Network, which is how we met, and the RIA firm is Planning Network Partners. And you notice the word network is in the name of both businesses, because that's a big part of the business model. I mean, we all operate in our silos, and sometimes we can get lost in our silos and not see the big picture. So collaborating with other people, that's a strength that we should all take advantage of.
Yes. I
am sad, and I'm controlling my weeping that Jasmine doesn't remember our conversation.
Jasmine.
So we talked about tax deferral strategies. We talked about meeting up when I visit my friend down in San Diego. But obviously, I was not memorable enough.
Oh, you're from Washington.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's really an ugly sight. So I'm gonna try not to cry on camera.
Well, what you know is that I do my job. I'm out networking a lot in order for me to forget someone like you. But honestly, I just had to look at my notes and everything because I took copious notes, and I definitely remember as it comes back to you. So definitely, let's keep in touch. I have a lot of friends up in Washington.
I feel
Brian,
much better now.
If you wear a pink cowboy hat, maybe she'll remember you next time.
That'll do. That'll do.
I have one. I have one actually.
Brian said he has one.
I know. I almost passed out.
So I have one because I had a friend who had cancer twice, and one day she posted a picture of her with a funny hat on. So in honor of that, I started wearing funny hats every day.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
I challenge you to show up with the pink hat next time.
For 3.5 months, every day I posted on her Facebook page, me in a different type of headdress, wigs, hats. I'd go into Goodwill and say, hey, friend of mine has cancer. I just need to try hats on so I can take a picture. And they said, be quick. Right. So just hurry up. Right.
That's awesome.
So I have lots of pictures of me with hats. So.
Well, I think, part of why we talk about our information is because we want to make sure that the people will remember us for our stories and for the things that we share to them in terms of our perspective in running our business. And that's the part where people start remembering you because of the information you're sharing. That's why, it takes an hour for us to communicate. And it's a good time for us to really understand when you come into this meeting, you want to make sure that you're prepared also in some way in terms of what you want to share people, because that is critical for people to, when they're listening to you, that's a moment of time that you can embed that information into their memory. And if you do that, you're prepared and you have given them enough information to say, to get them excited, get them inspired of connecting you to other people. You want to make them very excited. If they're not excited about you, how are they gonna remember you, right? So you want to make sure they are motivated when you talk to them, you inspire. But to be honest with you, today's meeting is incredible. The talk about protecting your clients gives a lot of information about your character, about how you think, about how you run your business. And that makes a big difference to all of us.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm remembering that you are the one that does a lot of the stuff with the charity, right?
Yes.
You figured out how to give a lot of stuff, have us access and give away without having to liquidate and stuff like that.
Yes.
So yes, I would very much like to extend an invitation to have you on my podcast for season 8. And so I'm going to make a note on your card and have someone get in contact with you via email. Do you mind giving me your best email, or I can find it in the chat? I guess you put it in the chat, right?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we already, Dr. Monty already left because she does have, I think it looks like she has a meeting that she needs to take care of, but information is in there. So make sure you connect with each other. Ryan, if you are interested in more about FireUp Connect, definitely meet with me. I do have a lot of information I can share with you also if you are interested. And my information, I will go ahead and type my phone number and make sure that you also connect with the others, okay? Any other questions from everyone? Ryan, go ahead, ask the question.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm gonna put my phone number, my direct line in the chat for everyone. Okay,
and make sure you save the chat. Don't forget. And Tien, if you know, yeah, just let me know what you wanted to do. I think it would be great to get your decision on FireUp Connect. Okay.
What is Dr. Mancy's full name?
Dr. Mancy Shah.
Shah.
S-H-A-H.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking on LinkedIn.
Let me make sure. Yeah, S-H-A-H. And, okay. You know, she is one of those ladies that's just very, very well connected too. She invited me to one of our events, and she's got great people around her. So you definitely want to connect with her. And think about this. You guys are all in different industry. Find a way to connect with each other, because there's always an opportunity. Again, you know, in this meeting, I had my connection that is not even in my industry was able to give me one of the biggest projects I've had because of my relationship and because of just educating each other. And FireUp Connect does that for you. I mean, the fact that you're able to hear from Brian George in terms of how he thinks about his business is really amazing. It's like, you know, you've got all these amazing people. James Watson is so well connected with, you've referred me to so many people, and you've got really, really good connections too. And Jasmine, she was in the radio show for International Wealth Builders Association. Oh my gosh, she's one of those ladies that has all the knowledge and wisdom in what she's doing, and you want to listen to her show too. It's incredible. Very gifted individuals that we have here. And Ryan, very interested in learning more about you, and thank you for attending FireUp Connect. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tim. Yes. And Tim, thank you for you know, very excited to hear all your stories.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end this meeting. And again, if you wanted to connect with me, I've got my phone number in there. Just give me a call. I will be in a meeting this evening. So if you want to call me, the best time is tomorrow. And you just, you can text me also if you want, okay?
Okay, I'll be in touch with you tomorrow. I have to process some funds for you. So thank you.
All right, thank you. All right,
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much for everything.
Everyone.
Bye.